You ever send a text and then stare at your phone like it's a stock chart? You're zooming in like, was that an ellipsis or emotional intimacy? If that sounds familiar, this episode's for you. Because today, we're not decoding hieroglyphics, we're decoding crush signs. Real, research backed signs that someone actually likes you. They're actually into you, right? They're not just using you to pass the time between snack breaks. They're not just using you for emotional support. And yes, I'm going to make it funny because love already takes itself way too seriously. This isn't therapy. This is Plant the Spark, where I, Mike, your slightly over-caffeinated dating coach, helps you stop overthinking and start noticing what actually matters. We mix psychology, real-world application, and just enough sarcasm to keep you from texting your ex. Subscribe if you like answers more than mixed signals. Ready? Let's plant something dangerous. Sign number 1. Prolonged eye contact. The triangular gaze. Eye contact, the original Wi-Fi connection, right? Research really shows that sustained eye contact, especially when the gaze shifts between eyes and mouth, it lights up the same brain regions as anticipation. Translation, your crush might be running a private emotional experiment on you. If they're holding your gaze like they're diffusing a bomb, dude, that's interest. If they look away shyly and then look back, that's double interest. The only time it's not is if, you've got some spinach in your teeth, something like that. You're really ugly, possibly. You did something freaky and they're just terrified of you. I don't know. So next time, you have your crush looking at you, before you jump in and ask them right out, right? That prolonged gaze, you're like, no, I swear you were looking right at me. And they're like, yeah, dude, you've got some peanut brittle stuck between your teeth. Check the mirror first, bud. Check the mirror first. All right. So how do you test it? Next time you're talking, hold eye contact for half a second longer than usual, right? Just really kind of bore in there for a second. But, don't make it creepy and crap. Give them a little bit of a smile, right? And then glance away. If they mirror that pattern later, that's chemistry saying hi. If they don't, yeah, maybe it's time to move on. Sign number 2. We've got this thing called mirroring, right? And open posture. And here's a fun one, right? Humans are basically biological copy machines, right? When we like someone, we mirror their movements, posture, tone, even blinking rate, right? There's solid research on this. Mimicry builds connection. You lean back, they lean back. You cross your arms, they cross their arms. That's rapport, not witchcraft. But don't go testing this like you're in Inception, right? If you start copying every move, you'll look like a malfunctioning NPC. Keep it subtle. Think energy mirroring, not TikTok duet. And for a real-life example, you tell a story animatedly, right? And then they match your energy. You relax. They relax. Subconscious harmony. If their body language is open, facing you, uncrossed arms, you're basically in the social version of first base, my friend. Sign number 3, proximity and leaning in. If someone likes you, they find reasons to be near you. Simple as that. You're at a party. They migrate from across the room to your side of the room. You're talking, they lean in, even when they could hear you fine from a foot away. Attraction shrinks space. Now, if someone's leaning back while you talk, unless there's a bad smell situation going on, they're probably not that into it. Here's a practical test you can try. Move an inch closer during conversation, right? If they stay or move closer to, green flag. It's time to plant one on them. No, I kid. Don't be planting anything on anyone without their permission. If they pull back, cool. Respect the space. You're calibrating. You're not crowding. Let's be honest. It's all just data at this point, right? You're just collecting the data. Now, sign number 4, we're going to call this the touch ladder, right? Touch, the most misused and misunderstood love language of all time. Psych research shows that light, safe, contextual touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Think playful shoulder taps, not desperate hand grabs. If you're touching people without consent, congratulations, you're not flirting, you're committing a misdemeanor. That brush on the arm, that's the appetizer of attraction. If it's reciprocated, you've got a green light to keep escalating, tastefully. But context matters. A casual bump in a club means something totally different than at a funeral. Please, please, please don't test this at funerals. Sign number 5, initiation and message timing. If they're reaching out first, sending memes, checking in, starting convos, that's a neon sign in human form. Research and communication studies show we invest energy in what we when we want emotional return. So if they're texting at midnight with "can't sleep, what's up?" they're not asking for your sleep schedule. They're asking for connection. If you're always the one starting conversations, though, you're not flirting. You're running customer service. Well, let's be honest, not all texters are the same. Some people just don't really like to text that much. Some people would rather communicate in person, and that's okay too. But if they're leaving you on red, it might be a bad sign. The quicker the reply, the higher the interest tends to be. Though, yeah, people get busy, right? I mean, patterns matter, however. So, you can be busy and you can be busy multiple times, but if you're busy every time, if they're busy every single time that you're texting them, chances are, buddy, they're not that into you, right? You're not a priority at that point. You're probably giving them a little too much. On the other hand, if they initiate and respond really quickly, right, stop doubting yourself. They're probably really into you, right? Or at least they're very comfortable and they like you, right? All right. You ever notice someone's voice drop or soften when they talk to you? That's not coincidence. That's neurology. And that's sign number 6, changes in voice and attention. Studies show both men and women alter their vocal pitch subconsciously toward what's deemed attractive. Lower for men, warmer and smoother for women. If their tone shifts mid-conversation, or they suddenly sound like an NPR host who discovered feelings, that's interest. Bonus tell. They actually listen. They remember small stuff. That's rarer than loyalty in a group chat. Believe me. Sign number 7, grooming and appearance, right? The grooming and appearance boost. Humans are peacocks with credit cards. If your crush suddenly shows up cleaner, fresher, better dressed, that's not a seasoned glow up. That's for you. Self-enhancement is a known signal of attraction. Now, psychologists literally studied this. When people expect to meet someone attractive, they unconsciously fix their hair, touch their face, or adjust their clothes more often. Basically, if they smell like effort, take the hint. Now for the public service portion. 3 fake out signs that don't mean someone's into you. Number 1, they're super polite. Buddy, kind does not mean interested. And then we've all probably been there, right? Someone's really sort of nice to you. They treat you well. They act like they like you. They might even show some of these signs. But ultimately, right, there are other signs saying that they're not that interested. Just keep in mind, kind does not equal interested. Some people are just emotionally well raised, right? Some people are just nice. Some people have been through a lot of trauma and they don't want to cause problems for other people. Some people are hurt themselves and they don't want to hurt you. It could be a lot of different things. If they use please and thank you, it's not foreplay, it's manners. Number 2, They compliment everyone. If your crush flirts with the barista, their cat, their coffee mug, you're not special. You're part of a fan club. Like, honestly, if they're giving you compliments on a regular basis and they're never really giving that many compliments to other people around you, or at least what you've noticed, and then, hey, maybe they are kind of into you, right? Because, I mean, we know that complimenting someone shows a little bit of interest, but it also could just mean that they like what you're wearing. It could just mean that they're nice people. All right, number 3. They like your posts, but never talk to you. Look, Instagram likes don't pay emotional rent. Engagement does not equal interest. Some people are just farming validation like it's crypto. Save your time for the ones who match effort in real life. Now, let's go ahead and recap the 7 hidden signs your crush is secretly into you. Number 1, the eye contact lingers. 2, they mirror your vibe. 3, getting physically closer. 4, playful, safe touch. 5, they initiate conversation. 6, warmer voice and real attention. 7, they show up looking upgraded. If you see 4 or more consistently, congratulations, they're into you. You're not imagining it. Your pattern recognition is just elite. All right, quick reality check before we wrap this up. None of this stuff is foolproof. People aren't lab rats. They're wild. They're unpredictable. They're beautiful bundles of chaos. You can have every sign on this list lighting up like a Christmas tree and still get friend zoned. Believe me, I've been there. You can also have someone showing none of these signs, and then one day, boom, they confess they've been into you for months. I mean, people are weird. And psychology, while research-based and backed in data, look, it's not always right. These signs, they're patterns. They're not prophecies. They come from real research, psychology, communication studies, behavioral science, not just TikTok nonsense. But people express attraction differently based on personality, culture, attachment style, even mood that day. So use this stuff as a map, not the territory. In short, don't be the person diagnosing love like it's a science project. Use what you've learned. Stay observant, but keep it human. Because confidence and authenticity still beat any checklist on the internet. And if you really want to try test this out, right? Try this on for size. Try making eye contact with your crush for a few seconds, and do it a little bit longer than usual, right? Worst case, you look mysterious. Best case, they'll blush. Either way, you win. If this episode helped, do me a solid. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which sign you've missed before. Bonus points if it's embarrassing. On the next episode, I go into detachment. How to be magnetic without being an emotional popsicle. I'm Mike. Go plant something, metaphorically, and I'll see you next time.